All right, so we're diving into this whole AI in law thing,
Okay.
and it seems like it's gotten really buzzy lately.
Yeah.
Feels like all of a sudden everyone's an expert on AI drafting contracts or predicting case outcomes.
Yeah, it's definitely the hot topic.
Right.
But the reality is successful AI adoption in the legal field.
Yeah.
It's a lot trickier than just hitting go on some fancy new software.
Yeah, that's what really caught my eye about this Lexity blog post. The hidden risks of adopting AI in legal workflows.
Hmm.
When you see hidden risks, it makes you stop and think twice about all the hype, right?
Absolutely. And, this isn't about fear-mongering or anything like that. It's about informed decision-making. What we want to do today is, equip you to cut through all that noise and really understand the nuances of making AI work for you in a legal setting.
Okay, so no robot lawyers taking over the courtroom just yet.
Not quite. Not quite. Think of it more like taking on a brilliant but occasionally frustrating intern.
Ooh, I like that analogy. So we're not talking about replacing human expertise, but more like how do we leverage AI to enhance what lawyers are already doing?
Exactly. And just like with a new intern, you can't just throw work at AI and expect perfect results.
Right.
There's a learning curve, both for the technology and for the people using it.
And that's where those hidden risks might trip us up.
Precisely. Ankita Mehta, Lexity's CEO, she puts it really well in the article. She says, the key issue is that rushing into AI without understanding its intricacies can leave you worse off than before. It's not just about adopting AI, it's about adopting it correctly.
So instead of it being this like magical time-saving solution that everyone's hoping for, it's really more about strategic implementation.
Now you're getting it. One of the things they highlight is this idea of prompt engineering.
Okay.
Think of it like this AI is only as good as the instructions it receives.
So you're saying if I ask a poorly phrased question, I'm going to get a muddled answer, and it's probably not going to be very helpful.
Exactly. And for lawyers who are already juggling a million things,
Right?
investing the time to train the AI properly, to integrate it seamlessly into their workflow, that's a real challenge. It's not just about understanding the technology, it's about adapting your entire approach.
Yeah. So we're talking about a steep learning curve here. And if we're not careful, it sounds like we could end up with some serious tech headaches.
Yeah.
What happens when firms try to cut corners or they rush into AI implementation without really understanding the nuances?
That's where those hidden risks that we talked about, they really kind of rear their ugly heads. The Lexity article dives into some potential pitfalls. And it's a good reminder that AI done wrong can actually create more work, not less.
More work. I thought this was supposed to save us time. So it's not just about the initial time investment in training and integration.
No, not even close.
Yeah.
Imagine this. You're up against a tight deadline. You're trying to get through a pile of contract amendments. And you decide, okay, I'm going to try out this new AI tool that everyone's raving about.
Okay, yeah. Sounds familiar. I'd probably be tempted to take the shortcut too.
Right. And that's totally understandable. But here's the catch. You spend hours trying to get the AI to understand the nuances of the amendments. You're tweaking the language, you're rephrasing the prompts, and then you realize, oh my gosh, this is taking me 3 times longer than if I had just done it manually.
Ouch. That's the opposite of efficiency. You're battling the technology instead of getting your work done.
Exactly. And as they point out in the article, that kind of frustration, it can lead to a bigger problem. It erodes trust.
Right. It's like that old saying, fool me once, shame on. You fooled me twice, shame on me.
Exactly.
If I have a bad experience with a piece of tech, I'm not going to be super jazzed to try it the next time.
Right. And it's not just your own individual skepticism. It can create a ripple effect through your entire firm. And Ankita Mehta says it really well in the article. She says, when AI fails to deliver, it's not just a missed opportunity. It actively damages trust in the technology.
So instead of embracing innovation, everyone just retreats back to their old ways because they've been burned by AI that wasn't properly set up in the first place.
You hit the nail on the head. And what happens then? Firms end up right back where they started, no better off than they were before, having wasted time, money, enthusiasm on this technology that didn't deliver on its promises.
Talk about a missed opportunity. But there's a silver lining here, right? The Lexity article isn't just a cautionary tale. They offer solutions, too.
Absolutely. And it all starts with a shift in perspective. We need to stop thinking of AI as a quick fix, and we need to start thinking of it as a long-term investment.
So not replacing lawyers, but empowering them.
Precisely. And that empowerment comes from a deep understanding of both the technology's capabilities and its limitations.
So how do we actually bridge that gap between the hype and the reality? Where do we even begin with all of this? It really does feel like AI requires a whole new mindset for lawyers. It's not just about learning a new piece of software. It's like a completely different approach to how we even think about doing legal work.
Yeah, and the Lexity article actually talks about this. They suggest starting small. Instead of trying to revolutionize your entire practice overnight, begin by identifying those simple repetitive tasks that tend to bog you down. Things like legal research or initial document review.
Okay, so kind of like those early intern projects. You're
Yeah.
not handing over the keys to the kingdom right away.
Exactly. Give them some manageable tasks to get their feet wet, build up their skills, and you can start to build up your confidence in their abilities. Same principle applies to AI. As you start seeing the benefits in those smaller tasks, you start to get a feel for how AI can be integrated into more complex workflows.
Yeah, I'm definitely starting to understand how this whole journey aspect of it really sets AI apart from traditional software. It's like
Mhm.
you're constantly adapting and refining and evolving your approach as you go.
Yeah, and it's kind of like how legal precedent evolves, right? We don't expect a single case to define an entire area of law. It's that continuous process of interpretation, application, and refinement that really shapes legal understanding. And I think AI in law needs to be approached with that same kind of iterative mindset.
That's a really good point. This is literally changing the legal landscape as we know it.
Yeah.
You need to be in it for the long haul. It's not just a one-time purchase, it's an ongoing commitment.
Exactly. And just like with that brilliant but occasionally frustrating intern, ongoing training and support are really, really crucial.
So we're talking about consistent education on best practices for AI implementation, staying updated on the latest advancements in legal tech, making sure that our skills are kind of keeping pace with the technology.
You got it. And you know what's really exciting about all of this? When it's done right, when it's approached with that balanced understanding of both the opportunities and the challenges, AI can truly revolutionize the legal profession.
It's not replacing lawyers, but empowering them.
Exactly. Imagine this. Lawyers freed from the drudgery of these tedious tasks, and now they're able to really focus their expertise on the complex strategic work that requires that human touch. That's the real promise of AI in law.
It's not just about efficiency then. It's about creating space for the things that really matter. Creativity, strategic thinking, building strong client relationships.
Couldn't agree more. And for anyone listening who's feeling maybe a little overwhelmed or even a little bit intimidated by this whole AI thing, just remember this journey is about bringing together the best of human expertise and technological innovation.
Well said. This deep dive has given me so much to think about. I feel like I have a much clearer grasp on the realities of AI in law. Not just the hype, but the practical steps we can take to really leverage it effectively.
It was a conversation worth having, and one that I hope we continue to have as this field evolves.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And for our listeners, if you're ready to dive even deeper into this nuanced world of AI and legal workflows, we highly recommend checking out that full Lexity blog post. We'll be sure to link to it in the show notes. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time.